Good morning, friends. The time is 7:50 a.m. on the 12th of January. This is Mountain Standard Time. It is the 13th for our friends on the other side of the planet there. Welcome to everybody. My name is Lee. You are you. Thank you all for being members of the groups. Well, I thought it was funny. I say groups because we do have two of them, and we do hope you're members of both. There is a link down below for our newer group. Speaking of those groups, we are sitting at 471,000 members plus in the two groups combined. Woke up this morning to see that our first group, our bigger group, now has 470,600 members, and our newer group of the two has 852 members. So that's a good place to be, folks. That's a really good place to be this morning. Those numbers make me really happy. Thank you all for being members of the groups, and thank you all for just being awesome and for all your contributions. Yeah, as noted, those numbers just keep climbing. Now, our newer group, well, I thought it was funny without a comma after the well. That is the real differentiator if you're looking at them. It's been sitting at about 850. I like to see it climb, but at the same time, I understand folks don't want notifications from two groups that are giving you pretty much the same stuff. The only reason I have the two groups is Facebook is pretty rough on meme and joke groups. They have a tendency to delete them or remove them from search, and we have been threatened with that. So that's why we are asking you to join the other group. We don't want you to quit the original group. We just want to have this second group there in case something happens. If we do lose this main group, we can continue and keep this community that you and I have created together, and it is quite the community. That is a good medium-sized city, 471,000 people. So, once again, cheers. Those numbers are just fantastic. In keeping with my idea of trying to keep these videos a little shorter because they have been starting to get longer, we're going to get right to a couple of posts that I'd like to share with you. These posts that have been shared in our groups, of course. The first one comes from Sherry Ludvik. I'm going to throw it up there. Our membership is pretty mature, and I'm sure a lot of us recognize this. I don't know how many times I came back from school covered in red splotches from scraped knees and elbows and that from this mercurochrome. I wondered also if there's any research on how much mercury that added to my system, if any. I don't know if it's absorbed that way, but yeah, the miracle drug of my childhood and many other ones. So there's that one, folks. That is from Sherry Ludvik. Thank you very much, Sherry. Awesome post. It's been getting a lot of traction lately. Now that's from our main group. Well, the first one I thought it was funny, the giant group. Now from our second group, the one with 852 members. Throw this up here. This would be kind of me. This is me in my teens. Yeah, there's not a lot to say about that except for thank you very much. That's from Cindy Pruitt. Thank you so very much, Cindy. That is hilarious. I could just totally picture that being me and trying to impress a girl in my teens. All right, thank you so very much. Those are awesome posts. It's posts like that that keep the site fresh. If we don't feature your post, it doesn't mean your post isn't a great post. They just percolate up to the top, and these are two that have percolated up to the top with likes and shares and stuff like that. Awesome stuff. Really appreciate it. Thank you so very much. So, I don't have too much going on today. I think I mentioned that it's a day off. We'll be doing some laundry because, well, we need clothes to wear. And Wendy's doing her job, so I should help out too. I think that's just fair. Now let's get back to that idea of 471,000 members. You folks have taken this little meme group and you've created something huge. Now I know I made the group, and I said a couple of posts ago, I was just maintaining it until you all got here. So thank you for taking this thing that I created and making it huge. It just feels great here. It feels great here. And I hope you are enjoying it, because it really makes me feel good that so many folks are part of something that I created. So, you rock, folks. Let's see, we talked about our numbers. I thank you folks for sharing stuff. Speaking of sharing stuff, I believe we may have thrown a couple of posts up there. I don't even know what would come next. Maybe it'd be something like bad jokes. I was was playing chess with my friend the other day when in the middle of the game he goes, "Let's make this interesting." So we both stopped playing chess. Why did they bother teaching me what a rhombus is in school? There's literally nothing that's rhombus shaped. I accidentally went grocery shopping on an empty stomach, and now I'm the proud owner of aisle 7. Here's an interesting fact. Did you know that a shark will only attack you if you're wet? Why do they lock gas station washrooms? Are they afraid somebody's going to go in there and clean them? Does anyone want to buy some workout equipment? I'm having a going out of fitness sale. So the math teacher asks the class, if I have 3 bottles in one hand and 1 bottle in the other hand, what do I have? Little Johnny stands up and says, obviously a drinking problem. My wife does this cute thing where she goes out shopping for next year's yard sale items. A turtle was just about to cross the road when he was mugged by 2 snails. When the police finally arrive, they say, can you describe the crime? He goes, oh, it happened so fast, I didn't see anything. My friend's son comes home and says to his dad, Dad, today at school I was punished for something I didn't do. His dad goes, well, what was it? My homework. Guy wakes up in the hospital after surgery in a panic. Doctor! Doctor! I can't feel my legs, he screams. Doctor comes in. Well, of course not. I removed your arms. If you pronounce Uranus properly, then you're not nearly as funny as me. So a guy hears a knock at his door. Opens his door. There's a snail on his step. Looking around, doesn't see anyone, picks up the snail and just throws it as far as he can. Well, a year and a half later, there's a knock at his door, and he opens it up, and there's the snail. Snail turns to him, whoa, 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 before you throw me again. What the hell was that about? So my wife asked me yesterday, she goes, can you please go out and buy a carton of milk, and if they have avocados, get 6? So when I come home and I've got 6 cartons of milk, she goes, what's up with all the milk? I said, well, they had avocados. You know, one thing I learned about hiking is that the early bird is the one who gets the face full of spider webs. I am a horrible gardener. I can't tell the difference between a rose and a dandelion. Until my mother gave me this advice. She says, pull them all up. And if it grows back, well, it's a dandelion. My walk into work yesterday was nuts. First, I get hit with an oboe. Then, I get hit with a flying violin. Then after that, a freaking tuba comes flying and knocks me right down. I'm lucky I'm still alive. Pretty sure it was an orchestrated attack. Thank you to Wendy, that's my wonderful wife, for that joke. I like it. Thank you. You know, joggers really creep me out. Not only are they up at any time of the day running, they also find a heck of a lot of bodies. Thank you so very much for enduring those bad jokes. Yeah, I know that they're bad, but you know what? You're coming back for them, aren't you? I know there's a couple of you who come back every day for those horrible jokes, so... Is that on me? Maybe it is a little bit. Thank you so very much, and I really do hope those bring at least a chuckle to you. That's the whole point of the entire group. Originally it was all about, well, I thought it was funny. Now I think it's all about, well, we think it's funny. That's a really good evolution of this group. And it just makes me so happy to know that you folks are probably happy about it. So, thank you, my friends, for being members of our group. I hope you enjoy what's being put out there. I hope you enjoy these videos. We spent 4, 5, 6 hours working on this group, curating your posts, making sure that really terrible stuff doesn't get through, making sure that any spammers are being removed from the group. And we do appreciate when you report spam posts and comments and that. It is something we take very seriously. We can't tackle it if you don't tell us about it. Part of that makes up that 5-6 hours a day that at least I put in. And I know Gail and I know Sam and I know John and Dan are all putting in lots of time too. So I do request that if you can, and if you see it in your heart, you know, click that Buy Me a Coffee link down below. That goes so far. That can potentially go so far to helping us sort of make up for that time that we're putting in here. Now, there's no obligation to do that, of course, and that's not what it's all about. What it is about, it's about having fun and laughing. I am going to ask you if it's something that you think you can do, it's affordable. If it's affordable for you, and if it's just something you want to do, it would be so appreciated. We also, though, and I show this off all the time too, we have these awesome coffee cups. The new ones even look better. The new ones have Dorothy on both sides. My friend Corey has made a video showing his. We have a great t-shirt. We've got this 3/4 sleeve rock shirt that comes in multiple colors. You know the ones, folks. You know, those 80s rock shirts. I absolutely love those. And then we also have a great hoodie. The hoodie just feels like a hug. It's nice and warm. And of course, a tote bag, which I don't mention very often. You know those reusable shopping bags that they want us to take? Well, you got one with Dorothy on it. So, and Dorothy, this is Dorothy. So, if this is something you'd be interested in, we do have these products in our store. And any contribution or any purchase goes a long way to helping us to make this a little more feasible for the time that we put in. There is no threat to take down the group from us. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying if we don't get donations, I'm taking it down. I'm just saying it is getting tough to put the amount of hours in that we do. These are choices that we make, of course. And if we can get some compensation for it, fantastic. If we can't, well, we do get some compensation. Just the laughs that are provided by this group. You know, we get to see your posts. They make us laugh. Our posts hopefully make you laugh. And hopefully our work is appreciated because your posts are appreciated. Everything about what you do here is appreciated, my friends. So, you know, thank you very much once again. I'm going to ask you a favor I ask every day. And that favor is, when you're out there today, if you can you please try to make somebody laugh? You never know when somebody's down, and that little bit of humor, that little bit of brevity can just elevate them. I don't think you're going to hurt anybody by making them laugh, but I know darn well that you can help them. So, you know, if you go out there and do something like that, if you make somebody laugh, you're doing something amazing. And I'm pretty sure that you are an amazing person. You can do it, folks. So thank you very much, folks. You make me feel great every day. I hope you have a fantastic day, my friends. All the love.